Hey guys, today we're going to look at a couple different things. Really, initially a guard break out of closed guard. We're going to do what's called the Logsplitter, which I find is a really effective break, both gi and no gi, but it works well for tall people. Being shorter, it's hard, but for tall people, especially against strong opponents or strong training partners, it's a great way for me to use my frames in a way to open up the guard using pressure, and then it sets me up for a nice knee pin pass. We're going to go over that too, and I have a couple variations I like on it. So there are many ways to do this stuff. This is just my take on it, or a way that I've learned. Hopefully this will help you. So we'll start in basic closed guard. A couple things about closed guard I always like to think about is that his belt line is kind of like a wall. I should never be leaning forward. It's giving him access to my head. I should never be pushing my hands forward. He's attacking or sweeping, or at the very least controlling my posture here. If I've gotten all the way up, I don't want to give any of that back. So when I stay up here, a couple ways I think about it is my hands on the hips. I'll paddle my hands, meaning I don't keep my thumbs out. I paddle them or cup them, and I put them right on the hip bones. It's tempting to come here, but it's very easy for him to pull the hands right off and start adjusting or attacking. If I get here and I'm turning my elbows in and a slight bend right on the inside of his legs, I have a very strong pyramid base, and it's difficult for him to move me. It's difficult for him to pull me in and start attacking. So I'm not out of the woods yet because of the guard itself, but I'm limiting what he's doing, and I can start turning the conversation. So here I am. If he starts reaching for me, yeah, I can control it, I can adjust. A basic traditional guard break is that I'll lean away from the knee I want to move and step back. Take some good mobility. Sometimes I'll chalk up a few times, and what I'm trying to do is expand the space from hip to knee to create this pressure on his lock, and then I can usually add to it or assist to it by popping over. That's a very common one. Today we're going to do it a little different. I'm assuming that I can't stay up here on this posture, and this big, strong guy is pulling me down. I'm like, At the very least, I want to get my hands on the inside. If I'm here, it's very hard to bring my hands in. So if he's pulling me down, I'm almost going to boogie board, like on his chest here. Now, the way I like to do it is I'm knife hand or karate chopping his shoulders or almost palming. I've seen some people do it like this. I've had my thumb sprained pretty easy by it, but I find that this is actually better. The trick is not to be here with my hands up. Trent here, my partner, can go ahead and slide underneath or pull, right, and just now, look, he's going to do hip bumps or kimuras or attacks or whatever. So my training partner is going to fight these hands. I want to drop my elbows down and glue them to his side and put my head down, and also I want to elongate that space. So as I'm here, I'm not staying up high, I'm actually pushing away from it. Now, as I start this sequence, he's going to fight it. I should be prepared for it. If it starts going and I'm slipping or failing, I need to backpedal out quickly. But often as people try and they swing their hands back and they only do it for 5, 10, maybe 15 seconds and tire out. He realizes, like, go ahead and like get my hands down. Like, I'm here, I'm going to fight, this is the battle. Then usually I feel them quiet down. He knows that in order for me to move, I have to start doing this. And as I come up, that's when he's going to attack. So he'll probably defend this a little bit, but then he'll wait a little bit and wait for me to move. That's my time to go. I don't want to rush this. As I'm here, I'm still walking my feet back and elongating that guard as much as possible. I'm not bringing my arms up, I'm here. But if his hands are high, I can start stiff arming. Now, once I'm as far back as possible, again, tall people, this is all you. I'm going to stand up and put all my pressure on his shoulders, and as I go, I'm going to walk my feet in very tight together like I'm on a balance beam, as high as I can. Now, at any point, he opens his guard. I drop down with it. I got to be ready for it. My goal was a guard break. So if he chooses to open, I succeeded, even if I didn't complete the move. So if he chooses to open it, I'm ready for it. I'm right there. I'm waiting for it. But if he's being stubborn and strong, and this sometimes happens too, I'm here like this, I walk out, and he just holds on. I stand up on him, I walk my feet in, and I get here. What I'm trying to do is get him high enough I can get my knee right under the sacrum, right behind the butt, and I'm collapsing my chest to my knee. I can even walk up here, and then I'm going to sit straight down right here. This is called the Logsplitter for obvious reasons. But as I sit, sometimes the guard stays, sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't matter. I put a wedge here. The problem is that they will start moving away. He's going to start framing, start shrimping. That's fine, but I've lost the chance to capitalize on this break. We'll come back in. So when I drop, my hands that were pushing on the hips are going to now pull the hips, and I'm going to keep my elbows in. So whether the guard stays open or not, I'm here. Now if he starts shrimping away, I'm locked with him. I'm connected to those hips as tight as I can. Okay? Another part is I'm sitting right now in a combat base like this. These are dead toes. I can also have active toes. It's like I'm shooting a rifle. Okay? This is a strong position for me, and I can always step back and get out of danger if I need to. So let's go over that again. So I'm here like this. He pulls my posture down. I'm on the inside lane, or maybe I was outside and I fought for it. I'm tight here, and I can't get back up. I'm trying, he's just holding my head down. So I work to those armpits, push my butt away, and now I'm here. He starts fighting with those hands. I ride the storm, wait till he calms. Then, as long as I'm as far away as possible, I drive into him with stiff arms. This should hurt a little bit on the biceps. I walk up, there's my knee. I'm not stepping wide. I don't want to give him that foot. Tight in behind him. Chest, the knee, and sit down. And as I sit, I come to that combat base, hands here, tucking them on the inside. Okay? So this is the other side you can see, and now I'm open for my knee slice, my knee pin, etc. So let's do that one more time, and then I'm going to show you the pass that I like to use. One more time, he pulls me down. Boom. I'm out here, I wait. He fights hard. Hard, try to get those hands in. Constantly waiting. This is hard work. There's the tiring. I walk up, tippy toes, knees, boom. And I'm right here. Now I'm collected, strong, tight. He tries to bring in a knee shield or move. I'm right here. He may go for my head, and that's fine. What I've also felt is this. Now I push down. Yeah, see how the hand comes up? This is awful pressure. So when I push down, sometimes the hand comes up, and I'll fight to get that knee deep here. So this pass can work from a lot of ways. All I really need to do is get this knee down. By pushing this knee down and having this knee controlled, I'm creating torque on the hips. Whether I do it from a normal guard break, where I make space, push down here, that same idea of one knee kind of vertical, one knee horizontal, twisting on the hips. But what I want to do is jump my knee to the hip. And this is where my knee pin's a little different. I think often a lot of people go wide, and although they're collecting the knee and I'm controlling this possible knee shield, if Trent, my training partner, turns into me, his elbows come in tight, he frames, and he starts pushing, he can trim, he can potentially roll me, the knee shield comes in now I'm in a bad spot. If I tuck my knee in tight, it's much harder for him because it's creating this flare on the leg. My foot is pushing out, my knee is pushing in, so I'm going to turn my body this way. Now I'm low, blocking the possibility of the knee shield. I'm tight, vicing those hips, and this is flaring the leg. So now if Trent starts framing in, it's much harder. I have a much better base, hard for him to move, much more uncomfortable. Secondly, this leg, often I'm flaring my foot out, so he'll pull this foot back in. This often happens. I take my other foot, I find his ankle right there, and I'll pull in. So it's really hard to see, but I'm creating this torque. One foot's pulling up, one pushing down as my knee's coming in. This is like, this leg is mine. So even just from here, moving around, it's really hard. And if you notice, all the movement is upper body. So all that's left is I want to curl him away from the direction he wants to go. If he turns into me and frames, this is strong for him. He's framing on my shoulders, my chest, my head. If I can collect this head and bring his body this way and put his back on the mat, I come here and pull. Now it's just off. Agreed? Right. So now, big strong guy. So go ahead, frame. Don't let me do that. As I'm here, I'll have to work a little bit. Fight in. Right. I'm fighting against this. There's the head. Now I pull. Once I'm here, now it's really, really hard for him to fight. Even go 100%. Oof. So hard. I can just sit here fighting the whole time. Yeah. Notice his back is flat and now it's collected. Now it's very easy to tuck my knee in, my back step, keeping that pressure as I come down to the mat. So at the very least, he might shrimp away, but he can't come into me, and I'm blocking this knee. So I have good, strong base here. Regardless of his frames, now I'm just going to come into side control. I can pull the knee along his ribs and switch hips. A couple different ways to do this, but really I usually do it fast where I dive in, pull in, and I'm here, right into side control. So if we look at that all the way through, just the pass, as I get this opening, often when I'm here, I'll put all my weight on the knee and the hips and lift my body so that I'm not just popping my knee, I'm lifting myself up, driving over, he starts turning in, I thread through, find the head, tilt, I've collected this back foot, step through, and I drive into side control. There are a lot of ways you can play around with this, but I think this is a strong way to do kind of a technical pressure pass, and it torques the hips and the spine. So even against strong guys like this guy, I could probably get away with a pass and maybe improve my position. Try it out. Hope you like it.